All right, let's do Tai Chi. Good morning. Let's start in Tai Chi harmony. Allow your feet to touch and then bring your head top up to the highest point. Relax your shoulders. Relax your tailbone. Take a deep breath. Bring your hands together in the center. Allow them to rest. Allow your shoulders, elbows, wrists, and arms to relax. And then breathing through the nose, calibrating from the top. Pull the head top all the way up. Relax your brow. Open your vision. Open your nostrils and your sinuses. Activate the corners of the mouth, the half smile. You can have a full smile if you like, but half smile is the minimum. Connect the tongue to the upper palate. Keep the chin tucked. Line up your ears with your shoulders so that your neck is straight. By the way, when we say the neck is straight, there's still the curvature. It's called the cervical arch, but the feeling is that the power is going up. Relax your shoulders, hollow the chest, hollow the armpit, the elbow, the wrists, and the inside of the hands. Meaning expand, open. Use your center to support. Allow your lower back to sink and expand with relaxation. The tailbone should be tucked under just slightly. While we're breathing, we're lifting the bottom, the base of the torso, the pelvic floor. Insides of the hips are folding. There's a small bend in the knee. Strengthen your ankle like you're flexing your ankle. Pull your heel in. Pull the outside edges of the feet in. And then activate your toes. Open the bottoms of the feet and make the shape of the arch of your foot more accurate. Take a deep breath. Let's start with some breathing. So inhaling, when you reach up, make it a stretch, reach as far as you can, and then the same, reach all the way out to the sides. And while you're doing this exercise, keep as many of the Tai Chi ideas that we had talked about calibrating Tai Chi harmony. By the way, there's a variation to this one that I don't teach because you have to be skillful about how you do it. If you notice, when I get to the top, my vision will turn towards one hand or the other. And the reason I don't teach it is because you have to do it correctly, turning, keeping the back and neck straight, turning, and then you're only following to about the halfway point and coming back. Because if you're trying to turn while you're bent and the neck is not straight, so you have to keep it lined up, accurate, and just for the right amount of time. If you like to do that one without moving the legs, much easier. Follow left side. Follow right side. Come back to the center. Recalibrate. We're going to stretch a little bit, and we're going to continue working in the third section. We're going to work on today金雞獨立, golden rooster stance on one leg. So we're going to warm up our legs quite a bit. Let's start from the top. Lock your shoulders in place. Make the power going to the head top, and then turning from one side to the other. But we're not just doing this as an exercise. I want you to evaluate the quality of the feeling from your shoulders all the way up to the back of your head. So when you turn, I want you to become very sensitive to feel. See if you can relax your shoulders more. Come back to the center. Shoulder rolls. Remember, on this one, we can keep the hands connected to the upper thigh. Change directions, do some the other direction. And then alternate. You can time this with the breathing, but you don't have to. Come back to the center, relax for a second. By the way, this is a problem with Tai Chi, Qigong, and when people learning. A lot of times, because people have tension about what they're doing or trying to do it correctly, there's tension. So we want to keep that relaxed. Go back to the same exercise and just try a couple, but imagine that your body is completely relaxed. Keep the structure in your legs, but let your upper body relax more. Do the same deep breathing that we started. Come back to the center. With that same type of relaxation, let it extend all the way to your fingertips and turning around the center. Pull the head top up, sit the tailbone down. Let's take a break for a second for this one. The axis from the top to the base of the torso, if we drew a geometric line, a straight line that goes down from the top to the bottom, that was in the center between the front and the back, would not be in the spine. It would be forward of where the spine is. So when we turn, focus on that center line. That means that if this is the center line and this is your spine, as you rotate, as the center line is turning, the spine is actually not centered. So have an accurate feeling of your own anatomy. Pull your head top up, sink your tailbone down, and remember the deep breathing that we started with. Even though we're moving, come back to the center. Relax. You can recalibrate in Tai Chi harmony. Next, grip your feet, push your tailbone back and away. Relax. When you're ready, activate your feet. Keep yourself rooted, unroll your spine, reach all the way up to stretch and relax. We're going to do one more of those. Reach, relax. Remember to breathe while you're upside down. And when you're ready, use your core, unroll your spine, breathe all the way up, and relax. Let's turn a little bit at the hips. So grip your feet, and like you're pressing the inside of the hula hoop. I want you to use your whole body for this. Don't just turn your hips here. So we mentioned that center line from the top to the bottom. Try to keep that straight. And then imagine from the waist to the feet is also a straight line. This means you're using your whole body. You should feel this on all four corners of your legs. Remember to breathe deep. Change directions if you haven't already. Come back to the center. Let's do a little bit of leg stretching as well. Go shoulder width wide, shoulder width deep. Sink the inside hip, stretch, pull your toes back, reach your hand forward. Remember to breathe. Sink a little bit deeper. On your inhale, push forward, stand up. Let's do the other side. Shoulder width wide, shoulder width deep. Fold the inside hip. Straighten your back, pull your toes, stretch. Remember to breathe and sink a little bit deeper. When you're ready, inhale, push forward. We're going to do another set of those, but we're going to do them after we do our leg warm-up. How many here like X stepping? Because we're going to practice that today. But we're going to practice, when we get to the corner,金雞獨立. And金雞獨立has a lot of different ways to do it. And we're going to talk about many of those. But the most basic concept is, if I'm facing the camera, is that one side is yang and the other side is yin. So if I turn, we can see something like this. We can also add this hand here. Pressing down, turning, reaching, many ideas. So, when we do X stepping, when we step back to the corner, we can add a movement, or as we step forward, simply go right into the posture. Let's do the add movement one first. So, if my opponent is in front of me, the camera, and they're reaching like this, right? You see, this is, imagine that that's your perspective and your opponent. A lot of times people want to grab here, right? This kind of thing. So if my opponent's arms are, pardon me. All right, so if my opponent's arms are like a set of bars in front of me here, the concept is that I'm going to go up between them. So you see this casual movement here. And then kind of like a grasp the sparrow's tail on each side. I want to wrap around. If these bars are here, I want to come up through the center and wrap. In the second section, we have monk searching for the moon in the sea. And we have this type of wrapping motion where we're going to like secure, just like grasp the sparrow's tail. So my opponent is here reaching. I'm going to come up between their arms, go over the top, and pull. That's for searching for the moon in the ocean. For金雞獨立, we're going to grasp the sparrow's tail, and come back to the center this way. So if my opponent is here, they're grabbing, I reach up, I turn, and I press. Let's do something even more abstract. Imagine you have in front of you your computer screen, and you're going to make a circle. So you take your hands from the top and you draw the circle to the base. Then keep one hand, I'm going to use my right hand in this case. After it reaches the base, you're going to draw an S or a backward shaped S to complete the circle. We're drawing the Tai Chi symbol. So one hand rests at the bottom and the other hand is going to draw the yin yang. It doesn't matter which hand. So make the one hand scoop and turn. And as if you have some, like your hand is a brush and it has paint, you want to draw that so that the brush tips are facing the canvas the whole time. Right, we should see, if we did a video overlay of this, we should see a type of yin-yang symbol appear. Right. This is the handwork for金雞獨立. Let's put it all together. If your opponent is grabbing, we come up through the center, we make the two half circles, and draw the Tai Chi shape. By the way, this is a sort of extended version when you're practicing. In the Tai Chi form, in the third section, take a break for a second, do some breathing. After we do snake creeps down, when we come back, we can simply stand into the posture. You don't have to make all of this. That's the fancy secondary edition. Let's just practice X stepping. So without the hands first, pick a space that's your center. Step shoulder width wide, shoulder width deep. Grip your standing foot. Come back to the center. Grip. Center. Forward. Grip the ground. Center. Rear right. Gripping. Center. Rear left. Front right. Front left. Rear right. Center. This time, add more movement with the hands. Draw the Tai Chi symbol. Center. Front, right. Center. Front, left. Center. Rear right. Center. Let's do one thing before we start practicing Tai Chi. Let's do the same exercise, but let's do a type of Qigong meditation before we work. So start in Tai Chi harmony and make your posture as good as it can be. Connect the tongue, lifting the base, activating the toes. And while you're standing here, I want you to feel, a few weeks ago we talked about when you practice Tai Chi, one of the principles is that your back is stable. So it's moving through space, it's not bouncing or wobbling or turning, but instead there's a stability to it. So now the same thing. Go back to that feeling of stability. But this time I want you to add a visualization as if your spine has energy, chi, or light going up and down, and that goes out all the way to the fingertips and the toes, and that's what's controlling the movement. So when you step back to the corner, it's very stable. You feel rooted to the ground. And because it's not wobbling, it's easier to balance. Grip the ground. Your spine should feel lightweight. It's not doing any of the support. Let the rest of your body do the support. Let's carry that same feeling to practicing Tai Chi. We're going to start at the beginning of the third section. So start in Tai Chi harmony. Grip your feet. We're going to start making a T-step. Cover the head top. Step to the corner. Press to the center. Breathe deep to roll back. Keep your spine stable and energized. And that stability and energy goes out to the extents, all the way to the edges of the limbs. Double press. Horizontal. Split hands. Hook. Side whip. This is Yama Fazang, wild horse. Parts its mane. 1, take a square step. Breathing deep, wild horse, parts its mane. Number 2. Yama Fazang. Number 3. Square step. Roll back. Press. Push. Look left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split hands. Hook. Side whip. We're facing north. 4 corners, number 1. 4 corners, number 2. 4 corners, 3. Turning. Press to the corner. Left grasp the sparrow's tail. Right press, Jubi. Squeeze. Push. Left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split hands. Hook. This is a corner whip. Turning. This is the first. Snake creeps down. And we'll come back through the center, standing on the left leg.金雞獨立. Changing, standing on the right leg.金雞獨立, number 2. Left and right. This next one, repulse the monkey, is the same as the second section. Breathing. Sherfei, diagonal flying, is the same as the second section. Needle at the bottom of the C is the left hand. For this one, Santon May is the same. Turn and chop with fist is the same. Square step. Breathe deep. Expand. Focus power. Facing forward, head top up. Di Bourgeois is the same. Change step. Roll back. Press. How does your back feel? Can you relax? Can that relaxation expand out with the energy to the extent the head top, the tailbone, the toes, fingers? Last one went to the corner, so this one goes to the side. Cloud hands in the third section. Press right. Press left. Yin Xiao. 2, 2. Waving hands in the clouds. 3, 3. We have hook, corner whip. Bring your right foot up to the left foot. Bring the hands together in the center. Let's focus in on the section around Golden Rooster. So, if we start facing north, and I have hook, and I do corner whip, I've taken down I had a square taped to the floor, but I have a piece of wood here. And if I start in this corner of the square and I do hook, and I just step to the edge of the square here, I can still do a version of snake creeps down. But remember, we said we can make that square much longer. We said we can do hook, and I can step along that axis to make that a very big square. The reason we're mentioning it back there today is because we're going to see the repercussions of that step. We're going to see how that step results. So if I take a large step here, after I do my snake creeps down, when I'm coming back for金雞獨立, I have to move this leg all that distance. So make sure that you have if you're going to try the larger step. If you have a question, by the way, you can just ask anytime, right? So if you're going to take the larger step, remember later you have to get yourself out of it in金雞獨立. So we can practice a smaller frame. It's just practice. When we turn 90 degrees here, snake creeping down, back to the center. Now I'm going to stand on my left foot, open through the center, and end up in金雞獨立. And then I'm going to transfer feet. How far wide should you step? Shoulder width wide. Same movement with the hands. Grip your standing foot, rooted. Center. Let's try that a few more times. From hook, step to the corner as wide as you feel comfortable. Corner whip. Snake creeps down. Returning back west, standing on the left foot.金雞獨立. Change, shoulder width wide. Grip your standing foot. Relax your tailbone. Energize your spine. Press. Let's do that again. Diao Show. Dampian. Snake creeps down, center, Jinji Duli, change, Jinji Duli. Let's go one more time. By the way, I don't say snake creeps down in Mandarin because my Mandarin is spotty at best, and it's almost like there's a nursery rhyme in English. She sells seashells by the seashore. It's she said. I'm not going to try it in Mandarin, but anyway, snake creeping down.
I got a quick question.
Sure.
If the goal is to develop kind of leg strength and core strength to get out of snake creeps down, is it better to kind of go a little lower and then drag the back foot because you're still putting weight on it? Or is it better to make a smaller frame and just work from the frame out?
Yeah, so I understand the question. I think it's a good question. That is considered a fault. So even in the first section, if we have something where when we do Ban Shui, if you're dragging your foot across, it's a fault. It should be, especially if you're using it for balance. But because we're just practicing at home, there is no fault, right? So if you go to the competition, I understand, because I actually, you may have seen me do it a little bit there, where if I hook and I do my corner whip and I come across, when I'm returning here, instead of giving up that foot's balance, stability point, whatever, and doing this, bringing it up, I get to here, come across, I can sort of ride that foot as it comes over here, and that's okay. Yes, you can do that. That's considered in the competition, it's a fault, because it should be black and white, should be clearly distinguished. Each step should be made, and that's like oh, I'm using that for balance. But and by the way, for self-defense, 100% acceptable. If you're somewhere and you want to use that as a follow step and drag it much further, or use something to sort of maintain your feel of the ground, fully acceptable. So, does that answer the question? Okay, cool. Let's go one more time. Hook. Corner whip. Shashen, Shishen. Come back to the center. Open, grip the ground. Jinji Duli. Step anywhere to the square on the right. Jinji Duli. And let's continue from here right into repulse the monkey. So from this left side, I have my Jinji Duli left is my left hand. I'm going to just use that right into, how many remember repulse the monkey from the second section? We have a scoop, we step back and press. Scoop, step back, press. Right? Kind of almost like a monkey catching a vine, swing to the next one, right? Something like this, but we're going backwards. Let's do the whole thing, but carry through right to repulse the monkey. 1, 2, 3. It's identical to the second section. If I have hook, corner whip, snake creeping down, come back through the center, standing on one side, Jinji Duli, changing to the other side, Jinji Duli, repulse the monkey. By the way, repulse the monkey is another place we can drag the feet for balance. I can be sensing all the way back here before I plant my foot, press, and then this foot can stick to the ground the whole time. It would be competition or where somebody's judging you is a fault, but practice how you like. Yeah, let me do this. If I'm facing the camera, if I hook and I do corner whip here, snake creeps down. When I come back through, I'm coming to the center. And then when I open for金雞獨立, if I do the Tai Chi symbol that we had talked about, it's facing the center. So coming back across here, I open here, or after I come across, this can just come right up the center this way, right? So, and then what happens with the other foot? Here, come across, is up. Now this other foot can step anywhere to the square. So we assume I'm using my wooden square here, and I've done coming across, back up this way. Once I'm doing 金雞獨立, I can just step shoulder width wide, but I can also step back to the corner and do the other side. Now my square has changed, right? So just like the X stepping, we can step anywhere within that square. Anyone have questions, thoughts, comments? Let's actually start before the end of the third section. Let's go from the second section, the confusing part at the end, and carry that through cloud hands in the third section. And then we'll talk about 金雞獨立one more time. We'll do a little bit of breathing and call that good. Like I said, if you have questions, anyone can unmute, blurt them out as needed. So let's start in the center. And let's actually start facing west. This will be interesting, unique. Go back to Tai Chi harmony. Separate the head top and the base of the feet as much as you can. Grip your feet, lift the bottom, connect the tongue, see all the way past the horizon. Relax your chest, relax your shoulders, relax your back. And then while we're in Tai Chi harmony, feel where your center line is, from the crown chakra to the root chakra. And then behind that, feel where your spine is. Imagine that you can open and expand your spine, pushing up and down and outwards, and the chi, the energy, where it's relaxed, fills the spaces. And then that chi radiates out to the fingertips, to the toes. Breathing deep, step shoulder width wide. We're going to do a commencement, starting of Tai Chi. And then from here, scoop, step forward, punch. This is the end of the second section. This is called Zo Hua. Left, deflect. Peel off. We're facing west. Our power is going west. Right heel kick. Yo Feng Jiao. This is nicknamed Big Roll Back. Stamp back to embrace a tiger. Again, big roll back. Embrace a tiger facing west. We're going to situate our square to face southwest and scoop the moon from the ocean. Kick, brush. Winds blowing in the ears. Step back. My power and defense are still facing the southwest. I'm going to turn 360. Facing southwest, pull right, kick right, block, punch, kick, square step, long. Shui. We're continuing to the third section. Roof 4笔 turning north. Return tiger to mountain. Bring your feet together, left hand on top. T-step, right hand on top. Square step, palm press to center. Breathe deep. Join the palms. Press. Push. Left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split. Hook. Side whip. Breathe deep. I know it's called wild horse, shaking its mane. Keep your back stable. 1. Wild horse, shaking its mane. 2. Square step. 3. Breathe deep. Roll back. Join the palms. Push. Left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split. Hook. Side whip. This is Yuyan Chaso, Jade Lady working at the shuttle, number 1. Step backwards 270 degrees. 4 corners, number 2. Turning 90 degrees to the southwest. Press. Left grasp the sparrow's tail. Right press down. G. On. Left. Glance right. Double press. Horizontal. Split. Hook. This is corner whip. Snake. Creeps down. Come back up to the center.金鸡独立 on the right. Change step. 金鸡独立 left. Right into repulse to monkey. 1. Breathing. 2. 3. Share phase. Diagonal fly. Shoulder bone. Expand. Left-handed needle at the bottom of the sea. San Tong Bei. Turning. Block. Punch. Kick. Square step. Line. Shui. Head top up. Di Bu Hua is all in the legs. Change step. Roll back. Press. Push. Left. Glance right. Double press. Split. Hook. Side whip. Cloud hands. 1A, 1B. 云霄 E, cloud hands 3, of 3. Now we have hook. We're going to go to the corner, whip, and then bring your feet together, bring your hands together, return for Tai Chi Harmony. Okay, so today we're looking at金雞獨立, and this is a very powerful standing meditation. It may be challenging for you to practice, but you can stand using金雞獨立. And one thing about this channel is I actually I try not to talk about acupuncture, Qigong. I try not to talk about Tai Chi, the benefits on the body. So you'll have to go out and do your research about the benefits of one-legged standing on the body. Some people claim can dramatically improve sleep. Standing, some research done saying 8 minutes a day. Standing on one leg, is that 4 minutes on each leg? You have to do the research yourself. Incredible standing meditation. This is also a fantastic for self-defense. This is the most basic, and I have time to tell the story right now. My teacher told me this story. He had a group of students that he was teaching, and he said it was a mixed class, meaning there were a variety of genders. It wasn't just guys' martial arts class. And he was teaching Tai Chi, and some girl asked him, said, I don't have any interest in Tai Chi, but I am interested in self-defense. Right? I don't want to learn all these flowery forms. So he said, okay, come here. And then he called one of the boys and said, come over here, stand in front of her. And he asked her, he said, where will you hit him if you want to hurt him? And she, turned and she giggled, right? She's, because she's going to hit him somewhere. And he said, exactly, this. He said, this is self-defense right here. So he would have us do this exercise. You put your hands at your waist, and it's kind of warm, so I don't want to do this for a long time. But just bring your knee up. Don't move your hands down. Don't try to match. Just bring it up. Feel how easy to deliver a lot of power. There's a structure happening there, right? This. So, this. When you see great fighters, Thai kickboxer, right? They're using this knee, right? This type of activity is very, just the same way in Tai Chi we consider elbow strikes to be cruel. Tai Chi is considered a gentleman's boxing art. Those are reserved for something else. So this knee, like the elbow, self-defense. So when you have a self-defense situation, it doesn't matter where it hits. You can feel, right? Try it with power. Even if you don't hit the center, you hit the leg. For any of you that have had a Charlie horse have been hit in the leg, anywhere, you get hit in the thigh, the hip, the ribs, with this kind of power, it will make you stop to think. So金雞獨立is very primitive as far as the fajing, the power, application. All of this waving hand stuff, remember, if you look at my body like a structure, these are just bumpers out here. There's not much. But this, right, having this come up to the center is what we're looking for. So in the form, splitting, pulling, turning here,金雞獨立. Then when we change to the other side,金雞獨立, and there's an extended, right? We didn't talk about adding the dots to the Tai Chi symbol. We have a few minutes left. Take a deep breath, go back to standing, and then let's make a circle. And draw the yin-yang painting on your mirror in front of you. Reach, make a big one. In martial art, we're not going to make a big one because the hands and the face and the body are here. So it's going to be a small one. But for the art, for the martial art, paint the big Tai Chi. You can use either hand, doesn't matter. Make the S with a full set of curves and have your palm tip driving the shape like you're pressing the clay or the paint into position. And then once you've added that, can you see your own Tai Chi symbol in space? If so, can you add the dots? After you make the circle and you draw the S through the center, dot and dot into the places where they go. So this is the extended application of金雞獨立. If your opponent realizes they're getting caught, right? They have their arms in like this, right? They're trying to grab. So I'm going to come up through the center, grab their arms, one side going to connect, and the other side coming through the center to press this way. They may, as they realize, start to withdraw. And if that happens, right, as we come up through the center, and this is going here, if they start to back out, I can kick, not only just raise my knee, but I have quite an extensive toe kick that's lined up here, and anything that's left, I can add the dots. So let's see, this is, you may not put this in the Taiji form, but this is the extended application of金雞獨立. I have hook and whip, snake creeps down, when I come back up through the center, circle, yin-yang, extended. So the person that's backing away can get kicked and has to defend against these other incoming. What are these things? I don't know, maybe a beak fist, maybe a palm strike, sword fingers, right? Somewhere. So,金雞獨立, center, kick. And you should have your balance to deliver power. Make your back stable, your legs strong. So, after you coming back up, open, kick, hit with this. Let's breathe. Take a comfortable stance. And then let's do a classic sunrise, sunset. Make sure that you have room. Since we're talking about the center, it's in front of your spine. Your spine is not the center. Your spine turns around the center. Breathing. Touch the hands at the top. Time the breathing with the movement. And there's a Tai Chi principle for the movement and the vision that my teacher liked to talk about during this. He says, the hands stay within the vision, and the vision follows the hands. Which one is leading? Which one is following? Imagine a Tai Chi symbol turning. When you see the Tai Chi symbol turning, is the white one following the black one, or is the black one following the white one? They're interdependent on the movement of the other. So the same thing with the hands and the vision. They're connected, breathing. When you reach the top, touching, change directions. Relax your tailbone. Long breathing. Because it's Qigong, put something in your mind. Like you have a half smile minimum on your face. Have a half intention in your mind, at least. I wasn't counting, so do 3 more. Long, relaxed. When you finish, return to Tai Chi Harmony. And then relax your vision. You can haze your vision, close your eyes some degree, and move your mind, your consciousness into the navel, into your belly button. And take a second to breathe there, as if you can pull in all of the chi, all of the body movement, all of the information, and collect it. Breathing deep. Move your mind, your center of consciousness, up to your heart chakra in the center. Your heart is a muscle, so breathe deep, relax your heart. The pericardium surrounds the heart. Allow that relaxation to expand outwards from the heart to the pericardium, to your lungs. Smiling to your heart, move your mind up into the center of your mind, to the third eye spot. Take a second to smile at your brain and have gratitude practice. Take a long, deep breath. Move your mind's eye one more time, further up, out, and away, and see yourself from a far distance. Take a second to smile at yourself and have a gratitude practice from afar to yourself. Breathing deep. Rewind, bring everything back to the center, all the way back to the beginning, into the navel. Smiling at yourself, take one long, last, deep breath. See yourself from the inside. Call text right with questions.
Thanks, Brian.